everybody, welcome back to Bit by Knit with me, Jenny. I'm here with you guys today on the west coast of Canada in beautiful British Columbia. I know it's been a while. It's been at least 4 months, maybe more, since my last recording, but I did actually do a recording in October. I just never posted it, so that's what this is today. I decided to do a little intro before I put it up, before we go into it, I should say, just to kind of explain, I guess, and just to kind of explain what happened, if you will. Okay, so back in October, I did a normal video and I just got really exhausted after I recorded it. Like I was just really drained and I didn't have the motivation or the energy to edit that video, to deal with that video. And then there was just some like family stuff that went on and it added to that exhaustion and that motivation, that lack of motivation. So I just didn't have the mindset to deal with that video. But we're back now, and what I'm going to do is, this is just a hey, I'm going to put the video up now of October. So yeah, this video that is going to be, so what you're going to see now is just what I had back in October. I thought it was still worth editing and like posting because it is all of the stuff that I had done in October, and I don't remember what it all was without watching that video again and redoing it, so I might as well just post it. So this is me in the past, back in October. Enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome back to Bit by Knit with me, Jenny. I'm here with you guys today on the west coast of Canada in beautiful British Columbia. And I've got some finished objects to share with you guys and some works in progresses and some acquisitions. It has been a while, probably 6 weeks at this point. I always intend to make a video sooner than I end up doing, but that's reality. Life is busy, and here we are. Anyways, we're going to start with what I'm wearing today. Today I am wearing my Fidalgo cardigan by Michelle Frazetta, Michy Fraz on the socials, and I did this as a test knit for her. This is, I got notes with me. So this was a test knit that I did for Michelle Frazetta back in the spring, I believe, just like of 2025, and it is an all over broken rib stitch cardigan. It is knit from the top down. You start at the collar and you're doing the button band at the same time as you're knitting the cardigan, so it makes it very simple. You don't have to go back and pick up stitches or anything. You start at the collar, you're knitting down, you're separating the front panels from the back panel, knit those down, and then you join in the round and you knit it all the way to the bottom, do your 1x1 ribbing, bind off in a tubular bind off. You pick up for the sleeves and you just do the same knit down and ribbing the 1x1, and you bind off in a tubular bind off. And because the button band is done at the same time, you're working the buttonholes as you're going. You just have to make sure that you're, in the instructions she gives you the spacing, but if you're altering the length of the cardigan, you just have to keep that in mind so that when you're doing the buttonholes, you adjust either adding a buttonhole or you adjust the length between the buttonholes to make sure that they are evenly spaced. And yeah, I didn't adjust it. I kept it the same length as the pattern wrote. It's a perfect length. It comes to just kind of right at the hips, I guess, right below my natural waist. Well, not right below. Natural waist is here. Comes to below my pants, below my shirts, which is what I want, but not too low, it's not covering my bum. Yeah, I love the length. It's perfect. I like the fact that my shirts are high enough that it doesn't show below the cardigan, but the cardigan is at it hits me at a good spot. So I did the size 3 for this cardigan. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I went a size down from the recommended ease because I wanted it to be a bit more fitted. It just felt like such a dressier looking cardigan, I guess, because of the pattern, that I didn't want it to be too loose and look a bit more relaxed, I guess. But it looks good either way. I've seen people, some of the testers did it with more of the relaxed look, and some of them did it with a bit more of the fitted look like I did, and either way really looks amazing. It's a fantastic pattern because it's such a simple Like, it's well written, but it's also such a classic look that you can throw it on with anything. Like today I'm wearing it with my jeans. I've got like, I don't know if you can tell, but I've got a hole in my jeans. It's not like I'm dressed up or anything. And it suits this really well, but I think I could also get away with it with a cute skirt or a dress. So yeah, I did this in, oh sorry, I knit this with 4.5 millimeter needles, and I did not go down a needle size for the ribbing. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think I did. If I did, it would have been to like a 4 millimeter. Yeah, and it's the drop shoulder construction. I think that's all for the pattern. I used Bramble Ridge yarn in her Merino Yak Silk blend, and I held it double because it's a fingering weight yarn, and I did it in the colorway Thunder. And I used like just over 4 skeins because I was holding it double, just over 4 skeins, and I had bought, I believe, 6 skeins, so I still have a good amount left, and I still have to figure out what to do with it, which I will use because I love it. It's beautiful. I thought it would be, because it's, you know, it's not a lightweight yarn, it's normal weight yarn, normal, like, I don't know, anyways, it's 400 grams, I believe, after all was said and done for this. So I thought it would feel a bit heavy, but I've been wearing it for the last couple of days and it's been super comfortable and it doesn't feel like it's weighted down or anything. So I love it. I love it. Yeah, a little bit of, tiny bit of pilling, but nothing major. I have a deep pillar. So anyways, oh, and the buttons I got for this cardigan, I bought the buttons actually just randomly at like a fiber festival, and they just worked so well with the cardigan that I used them, but they're from Mud Button, which I guess must be a Canadian company because I bought it at a Canadian festival. Anyways, whatever. I think that's all I needed to say about this. Yeah. Okay. On to finished objects. I'm going to start with my biggest finished object, which would have been a work in progress in my last episode. It was another test knit for Michelle Frazetta, and it is the Misty Pines sweater, and she is all done. I have a little bit. You can see a little bit of my, I need to trim this, obviously. I didn't realize I didn't trim it short enough, but everything's, okay. I did not weave in ends, I braided in. Or knotted. I'm terrible, but I didn't want to deal with the weaving in of all the ends through color work. So anyways, it's fine. I'll show you guys actually. I'll show you that later. We'll talk about this first. This is my Misty Pine sweater. Test knit for Michelle Frazetta. She put the call out for this test knit back in August, and it was a short test knit for, yeah, it just needed to be a short test knit for her. She still gave us plenty of time. I think it was still 6 weeks, but just because it's color work in a sweater, she was very aware that it was a bit of a short test knit. So she was like, if you needed more time, it was fine. She could, of course, extend the deadline, but she said that she could extend the deadline, of course, if you needed it to. But the deadline was kind of a soft deadline of, I want to say the end of September. Anyways, I got her done in time, and I love it. It's beautiful. It's 3 different color work charts that you could choose from. She has a small motif, she has a large motif, and she has this one, which is the large tapered motif, I believe she called it. It's just a little bit more soft around the tree branches than the large motif is a bit more blocky. So yeah, she came out with this third option after some back and forth discussions with the test knitters. Hope, you know, some of them wanted to have a bit like the large motif but a bit of a softer look to it, so she got another chart and she got us another option, so that was pretty amazing of her, and that's the one I chose. I love it. So what you start with, I'm pretty sure, I have to think about this because I did finish this a little while ago. Oh, my memory is terrible, and I should have wrote it down, but I didn't, so we're just here trying to figure it out together, and it's fine. I'm pretty sure we started with the neckline. It's a folded neckline, and you knit the neckline in a 1x1 ribbing, you fold it, and you are, you know, knitting it together and then picking and knitting the rest of the body as you're folding it down. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, after the neckline's done, you're just knitting the body, and you are also doing a drop shoulder. So after you knit the front and the back, you're picking up under the arm and knitting down, and the color work, as you can tell, is all at the bottom. So then you're adding that in, And then after you're done the body, you're picking up the sleeves and you're knitting them down. And you have, oh, the other thing too was there were options for the sleeves. She had a tapered sleeve option. She had a balloon sleeve option. Was that the only two? And of course with those you have the color work chart in it as well. So I chose the balloon sleeve option. I didn't really, because it's such a, it feels like such an oversized, cozy look of a sweater to me for my version that I wanted it to be cozy in the sleeves too. So I didn't taper it, and I have a balloon sleeve, and I just, you do a rapid decrease at the cuff and then a little bit of 1x1 rib and then the bind off of a tubular bind off as well. I think Michelle really enjoys the tubular bind off in her patterns because the couple that I've done are tubular bind offs, and I gotta say I also love that look, so I don't mind at all doing a tubular bind off. Okay, I say that with a caveat because this yarn was really difficult to do a tubular bind off in because it's like a braided yarn. I'll bring one of it close up here. It's a braided yarn, and I was holding it double. And so it was really hard to see the stitches to go through them for a tubular bind off, and it was not fun. And because with the tubular bind off, you're doing you have to like cut the yarn to the length that you need, and then you have to carry that yarn the whole way through those stitches, and it is not fun with this yarn. I'll show you the braiding of it. So for this project, I was very tempted to not worry about the tubular bind off. And I'm sure Michelle would have been fine if I chose not to. But because it was a test knit and it was in the instructions, I just felt like it would be best to do it. And so I just powered through, got her done, and it does look beautiful. And I am happy that I did it, but it was a bit of a chore to do that tubular bind off. But whatever, it's done. And I love the look of the color work. I think it's beautiful. I think Michelle did a great job designing it. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Here, I'll show you this yarn up close on the outside, and then I'll show you my solution on the inside. Okay, I'll show you the nice floats first. And this is the mess of my solution to not weaving in my ends. Nobody's gonna see it. Who cares? It's fine. It blocked fine. I didn't have any issues with it blocking that way. And I feel like it might even felt a little bit on the inside because of the nature of the yarn. Yeah, I did that for the sleeves too. What was I going to say about this quickly as well? Something else I thought of. Oh yeah. Oh, and you probably noticed when I showed you my floats, I didn't catch any floats, and that was because I usually would. I'm not very I'm pretty new to color work, but in the other projects I've done, I've caught my floats, but then when Michelle was talking about her sample knits, she never caught her floats. I'm like, well, if she can do it, I can do it. And so I did. And it makes it for a much more enjoyable experience not catching your floats. So, and because some of it was even, you're doing 3 colors at the same time, like here, you're doing the gray, the light green, and the dark blue for a couple of rows. So you've got 3 going at the same time. And oh, I guess one thing that I kind of cheated on, that you can't tell, so it's fine, was the very bottom here, when you're doing the last green and then you're doing the black at the very bottom, you got huge spacing between the colors. For my green, I didn't even carry that yarn across, I just slipped those stitches. So those stitches are slipped, and then the black is you're knitting the black, and then I slipped the green stitches, and I did that for the sleeves as well, and you can't even tell. And that's the only one I did it for. I didn't do it for any of the other stems of my trees. It was just that very final row on the trunk of the final tree that I didn't carry the yarn, I just slipped it. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I would have worn this today, but it is a really toasty sweater and it's not that cold out yet. So I didn't want to wear it and be roasting, but I would have put some B-roll up here of me wearing it, like of showing it on me, so you would have seen that. And the yarn that I used for this was Drops Sky, and I had to hold it double. I'm pretty sure I said that. I had to hold it double. I think it's a DK weight yarn, but I'm a tight knitter, and I guess I was just really stretching those stitches, and it was not, yeah, thick enough. Because I did 2 gauge swatches, and the first one was me holding it single, and it was way too small. Like, this was not meeting gauge at all. So I had to do a second one, and then this one, holding it double, I'm at gauge. So yeah, I had to hold it double, which is fine. I will try to remember to put the names of the colors that I used for the Drop Sky yarn up here at some point, because I don't remember all the colors I used. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 colors. Yeah, so I'll put them up here. So my main color, I was a little bit nervous that I was going to run out, so I actually ended up ordering more yarn in halfway through the project from the same store that I originally bought it from, which was somewhere on Vancouver Island, and I'm blanking on the name of it, but that's okay. I used the same store and I got more, and so of the main color, I only have like this much of a skein left and a little nugget. And then for my colors that I used, I only have little nuggets of those left as well. Let me see if I can get them all. Like just little nuggets of all the little colors. So I had only 1 skein of each of these colors, so I had enough. Thankfully I didn't have to order more. I was a little worried that I was going to run out of the black as well, thinking that my sweater was going to have so much more black in it than it does. And so I bought 2 more skeins of the black, and I have a lot of it left. I didn't even finish the first 2 skeins. These are the first 2. And I have full 2 more. So tons of leftovers for the black, and I need to figure out what I want to do with that. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, I think, did I say, yeah, did I say I did size 3 on this sweater? I did size 3. I don't remember if I forgot anything else. Hopefully I said everything needed to about this. If I forgot anything, I will try to remember to put it up here. And this took me just under a month to knit, so yeah, made it in time. And I think the pattern's out now. I think she posted it maybe today. So pattern's available. Okay, those are all my finished, no wait, sorry, those are not all my finished objects. That is my only finished sweater object. And I got into the, I got hit by the sock bug or whatever, if you will, and I made lots of socks. I've been on a sock roll, if you will, lately. So I've got a lot of socks to share with you guys. Okay, so first ones I'm going to show are the ones that you would have seen on my needles last, which are these ones. Let me see if I can find the tag for them. So these were the last ones that I had on my needles. I'm pretty sure last time I showed these socks, I had one done and one was in progress forever. And I was just dragging my heels on it, but I do have them both finished now. None of my socks, by the way, that I finished are blocked, and I don't intend to block them. I don't usually worry about that. I wear them, I put them in the washing machine. That's my blocking. So they're not blocked. And I don't have sock blockers, so here we are. Anyways, for these socks, I used yarn that I got from Megan at Bramble Ridge. It's not her yarn, but she had some yarn that she didn't want to, like she wasn't going to use. So she gave them to me, and it is from Turtle Pearl. It is a self-striping yarn, and the colorway, if I can see it, is called, yeah, Bah Humbug is the colorway. And for the toes, heels, and cuffs, I used Crafty Jack's Boutique Tough and Tender yarn, and it is like a 90% superwash targhee and a 10% nylon, and it was in the colorway Silver Mist. I'm gonna hold the tag up here, Crafty Jack's. And these socks I knit toe up, and I did a slip stitch heel for them and just a 1x1 little rib cuff. and I have not worn them yet. I've been saving this for my episode, so now I can finally start wearing some of my handmade socks. So I'm excited. Okay, so that's sock pair number 1. And then just a note as well, all the socks I'm going to show you guys have heel toe, like contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs, and it's all with the Crafty Jacks Tough and Tender yarn. Okay, the next one, I have 2 pairs that are identical because I had enough yarn to make 2 of them. So I've got 1 pair, 2 pairs, so 4 socks. And this is also yarn that I got from Megan at Bramble Ridge for some yarn that she wasn't going to use, a self-striping yarn as well. And it's from Nomadic Yarns. It is the Mary Kitschmiss colorway, and it's in Twisty Sport weight yarn. So it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and it was 328 yards and 100 grams, and I was able to get 2 socks out of it. Plus, I'm pretty sure I've got some left over. Let me see. Yes. I've got this much left over. As you can tell, some of it was already knit into a sock, so Megan had been knitting it and wasn't enjoying it, so she knew she wasn't going to make socks out of the rest of it, so that's why she gave it to me, and I love it. So everybody's different with their color choices, what they like. So I've got a little nugget of a toe left here, and then this much left here, so definitely not enough for another sock. But I was kind of thinking what I might do with the leftovers is when I have little bits like this of all my, because I've got spoiler alert, if you will, I've got self-striping yarn coming, like tons of self-striping yarn right now that I'm going to show in a bit. So I thought with all the little nuggets of self-striping yarn that I've left, I can make a cool, random, mixed self-striping yarn with the leftovers. Socks, sorry, I should say, self-striping sock with the leftovers. So that's kind of the thought on that, so I don't waste any. And these are also toe-up. All 4 socks, both pairs are toe-up socks. Same thing, I did the German short row heel and just a little 1x1 row cuff. And I get to wear these ones too. I think I should also mention that the socks I'm just doing, they're just a simple plain vanilla sock, but I did get the recipe for the toe off of Nimble Needles website. So it's Judy's Magic Cast On, and then you're doing like your increases till you're at enough stitches, and then I switched to the color of the stripes for the rest of the way until the heel. Put the German short row in, and the Nimble Needles videos, I'm pretty sure they've got a video and they've got like just written instructions for your increases. So it's a very handy tool to use if you're wanting to do toe-up socks, which I've discovered are my favorite way to do socks now. It's much more enjoyable than cuff down, I find, because I find cuff down, for me, because I like the shorty socks, you knit so few and then you have to put the heel in. So it feels like you're doing so much here. And then this takes forever to knit down to the toe, and I really, 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 really hate doing the grafting, whatever kind of graft it's called. I think I have some socks coming up that I did a Finchley graft for, and I'll tell you why I had to do it bottom or cuff down in a minute. But the Finchley graft is still even kind of annoying, so I do prefer doing the Judy's Magic Cast On. It's less fiddly and going toe up. Okay. That's it for socks I think that I finished. Well, for full socks that I finished. Yeah, and I should show you the Nomadic Yarns card. Okay. So I'm gonna go on to socks that I'm I'm gonna move on to socks that are a work in progress because I have 2 singles done and I'm on to one of the seconds done, and okay. So first I'll put a little reel of me here winding up this yarn, because this yarn I got from Knit City and I was so eager to use it, and I knew I wouldn't have a video done before I wanted to use it, so I just decided to videotape me winding it so that you could see what it looked like as a skein. And And so I can show you, I could start using it and I can show you the socks. So I'm going to start with this one, I guess. I decided for this sock I wanted to try the cuff down because of a different heel construction that Megan actually brought to my attention from Summerlee Knits. She came out with a pattern called True Crew Sock Set. And it had a different heel that I was curious about, but it can only work from cuff down. So I decided to give that a go with one of my socks. But because it's self-striping, again, I didn't want to have to like knit it so long, of course, in the toe, or like it's hard to gauge when it's going to end. So you get enough, so you get it at the right spot before you start the second one. So my solution was, this is a cuff down, and then I did a toe up, and now I'm doing the cuff down again, and then I'll do a toe up again. So it's matching. Anyways, this is the first one. This is the top down with this different heel construction from Summerlee that I tried out. I'm not too sure about it yet. It is interesting. It's like you're doing some increases to get the right amount of stitches before you're doing the sort of decreases for this heel. I don't know if I like how it sits just on the bottom, like of the foot for the heel itself. You can't really do a different color for the heel until you get to this part, because you're still working it all the way around, all the way in the round for your increases here. And then just this little part here is when you're just working back and forth to get this, the decreases in. So I just have a little, you know, triangle of a heel at the bottom of the toe, of the foot, I mean. And then you go back to the main color going down. And it also, I mean, it's not gappy actually. It has a little bit of a gap on the one side, but so do German short row heels. Usually you get a little bit of a gap too, but like, I don't know if you can see that. I'll bring it up close. But the other side is fine, but it's also where my yarn was connected, so I could close that gap easier. Anyways, so cuff down, same 1x1 rib, the new heel design, and then down to the toe with the decreases. And I did a Finchley graft, and I accidentally forgot to turn my sock inside out before I did it, and I'm not going to go back and fix it. So it is wrong, but I don't care. We're just going to leave it, and I'll do the second one correctly. So yeah, there's the first one done. I am partway, I'm just like a few rows into the second one here, because I did a second sock here using the same yarn, but I did it toe up so that I didn't have to cut the yarn to make it match for where this one needs to start. And did just the normal, what I usually have done with my other toe ups, using the Nimble Needles website for that cast on, and my German short row heel, and a little, yeah. So that is sock number 1 on the toe up, sock number 1 on the cuff down, sock number 2 on the cuff down, a work in progress, and sock number 2 for the toe up, not started yet. I did have to cut a little bit of yarn away after I finished my toe up, because then I realized I don't want it to extend much longer than that. I don't like a tall sock, so I did have to cut some yarn off to be able to get to the right spot on the cuff down to match. So I still did have to cut the yarn anyways. It's fine. Okay, so the yarn that I'm using for that, I got at Knit City. Let me see if I can find the tag for it. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, actually I should say, sorry, back up. The yarn that I'm using for this, I was gifted to, how do I say this? The yarn that I'm using for this was a gift from Megan at Bramble Ridge, because I helped out myself and another friend of Megan's helped her at Knit City, and so she gifted us this yarn. And it's from Gage Dye Works. It is the Birth Flowers November Chrysanthemum, and it's the round trip 4-ply sock, because my birthday is in November. So she got me the yarn that matches my birth month. And I'll show you what it's looking like for what's left here. So Gage Dye Works was at Knit City, Vancouver, and they do self-striping yarn, and they're doing birth months. So it was actually really lucky because Megan got the last 2 skeins of the November self-striping for myself and the other volunteer that was helping her in her booth. And we're both November birthdays. So that was good timing. She got the last 2, so that was pretty cool. So I'm enjoying these, and I will definitely, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have enough. I'll definitely have enough for the 2 pairs, and I might even have more, maybe for a 3rd pair, we'll see. And then the leftovers will go towards my self-striping sock mix match. Whatever, mix up. Anyways. Okay, that's all for socks, which is actually a lot, I think anyways. Especially since it took me a long time to get back into wanting to knit socks. Okay, let's go on to whips. I guess that was the first whip anyways. That kind of transitioned already. Continue on with whips. I'm going to start with my Nantucket wrap. Well, first of all, I just want to mention I did not work on the skirt. I'm actually thinking of frogging it. I think I might want to restart it because I'm really nervous that it's going to be too tight of a gauge and it's not going to look flowy enough. And I'm also nervous that I'm going to run out of yarn. So I think I want to either go down a needle size and just hold it single, or go up a needle size or 2, still holding it double. We'll see. Anyways, it's in timeout right now while I make up my mind on that. And then I didn't work on my mixed rib cami at all either, or the blanket. And the socks I finished, so I showed those. And I've been working on the Nantucket wrap, which is also a pattern by Michelle Frazetta, Michi Fraz, on all the socials. So we'll start with that. I've gotten a pretty good amount done. Well, from the last time you saw it anyways. So I've got one whole chunk done here for the bottom, like with the colors, and then I did the separation already for the armhole. So it's gonna go like this, and my arm is gonna go through here, and this is gonna carry up, this is gonna carry up the back, and then it will connect at the top, carry on around, and then the same thing is gonna be on this side with the split for the sleeves. So I'm working, like I finished one of the splits, it's on hold right now, and I'm just working up for the second side, and that'll go on hold next. And then we'll connect them again and carry on around the back. So yeah, I'm getting there. And I'm using, this pattern is a broken seed stitch pattern, and it is in a sport weight yarn. It's got an I-cord edge that you're working at the same time as well when you're knitting it, so you don't have to go back and pick up stitches, thank goodness, and do an edging. I'm using 4mm needles, which I believe is what the pattern called for. I know that's what the pattern called for, I should say, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing 4mm needles. Yeah, maybe. Actually, I'm not even sure if I'm using the right needles for the size, and I can't see it, and I don't want to put my glasses on, so we're just going to go with it. And the yarn I'm using is Drops Nord, and I've got the main color here. I'll put the colorways up here because I'm not going to remember all the color names, but I have the main color, kind of this nice tan color, and then all my other colors, 1 ball of each for these going up. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up with a lot of leftovers for these colors anyways, so I'll have to think of another project after this is done. Yeah, slow going. It's taking me a bit of time, but I'm not, it's not, I guess my focus is just kind of a nice side project to have on the go. So I'm pretty sure I'm coming down with a cold, so my throat is just, it's getting so dry. So we're drinking tea, and I just have stash, what is it, decaf vanilla chai tea that I'm drinking. Okay, so the last work in progress I'm going to talk about today, because it's the only other one that I've been working on, is a new cast on that I don't think you guys have seen. But I got a package of neons from Megan at Bramble Ridge. She did like a neon set, like a pack where you can get like 50-gram skeins of each of the colors. And so she gave me one of those, gifted me one of those. Plus I had some just neutral colored yarn from her as well. So I thought I should make something with that. So I decided to make the Daft Days cardigan by the Creabea or Rebecca Clow. So I've got this on the go. I've got Let's show you the, that's inside out. Let's show you the front. I've got this much of it done so far. I've got 2 repeats of the striping done on it so far, and I think I just have to do another, like maybe 3 more colors before I start splitting for the back and the front and everything. Maybe. We'll see. Because it's only, like if I want it to be the same length as this, which I do, because this is a perfect length, I'm only at here right now. So yeah, maybe I just need a few more colors. Anyways, I keep showing you guys the back, which I think still looks nice too, actually, but I'll show you the front. So yes, this is the Daft Days cardigan by Rebecca Clow, and I am doing the size 3 for this cardigan. I'm using 3.75 millimeter needles, and I did size down for the bottom here. I think I'm using 3.75. You know what? I'm using 3.5. Okay, I usually get my husband to look up these sizes on my needles because I can't see them. Even with my glasses on, I really struggle. Anyways, I'm using 3.5 millimeter needles, and I did use 2.75 for the ribbing. I just did like the normal long tail cast on for the cardigan, 1x1 ribbing with the 2.75, switched to 3.5 for the rest of the cardigan because I did I think I did a gauge swatch. Because I did the gauge swatch, that's right, I did the gauge swatch, and it was too loose of a gauge at the 3.75, so I set it down to 3.5. And I actually kind of adjusted the pattern because it's a slip stitch pattern, but the way that she has it, you're doing more purling than you're doing knitting, so I reversed the pattern, so I'm doing more knitting than I'm doing purling, just to help with my hands, and it does speed up the project a little bit to knit more than to purl more, at least for me. So that's going to be probably a little bit of a problem when I get to the decreases, but that's for, that's for later Jenny's problem. That is later Jenny's problem, not mine. Not current Jenny's problem. So it's fine. Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm holding my yarn double, and that makes it a DK weight, because it's a DK weight pattern, so I'm holding my yarn double. I've got my 2 main colors, or my main color is here and I'm holding it double, and this is in the colorway Linum. And this is Megan's, just her fingering sock yarn. So it's 75% merino, 25% nylon, I'm pretty sure. And then all of the colors are from her neons, like I said. And I got the purple on the needles right now. And then here's all the other ones. Yeah, I should bring them up close because they're really beautiful. Let's see if I can do this. Kind of. It kind of worked. Anyways, so that's what, so that's my other work in progress, which is basically between this and socks. That's all I've been working on for the past couple weeks because I've been on such a sock craze. I haven't had time even for my Nantucket wrap for a couple of weeks now. Yeah, this one is, because it's a slip stitch pattern, it's taking forever to grow. So that's another reason why I think I'm enjoying the socks so much, because the socks are working up fast and this is working up so slow. I'll bring this up close as well. I'll show you the other side. And I'm weaving in my ends as I go, so it's less of a problem in the future. Just got them all down there woven in. Okay, so I think that's it for works in progresses and finished objects. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about acquisitions. And I knew I was going to have a good amount of acquisitions because it was Knit City, and so I knew I'd be buying stuff. So I do have a good little amount of acquisitions from Knit City. I wanted to say something before I started that though. What was it? So I want to start with also, so at Knit City, so Knit City is a yearly event, actually twice a year, because they do, I think in the springtime, they do the Knit City Toronto or Knit City Quebec on the east coast of Canada. And then in the fall, they do Knit City, either Knit City Vancouver or Knit City Calgary, I'm pretty sure, which is in Alberta, the next province over. So this year it was in Vancouver, which was really, really nice and local. And so I was able to help Megan at that. She's Bramble Ridge, and she's somebody I also worked for kind of like casually. I do a couple of 1 or 2 times a week, usually helping her out with shipping and labeling and just like very behind the scenes stuff. Nothing to do with the dyeing process or anything like that. Yeah, so I helped her with her Knit City booth. And that was 2 days. So we did Saturday and Sunday, and I got 0 footage. No videos, no pictures, nothing. I didn't even think about that for some reason. So I'm really sorry I can't share any of my experience there, but it was a success. We had a great time. There were lots of vendors. There were lots of people visiting the booth, and I got to go around and see everybody else's booth, and it just seemed like they had a great time. You know, you got the majority of it was yarn or fiber related, but there were a lot of other people selling other items like, you know, project bags, or, oh, I should bring my mug. I didn't bring my mug. I should bring that. I bought a mug as well. There's like pottery, jewelry, stitch markers, clothing, lots of different things as well. So yeah, we had a great time, and I was able to, of course, do some shopping. So we're going to show that now. Let me go grab my mug too, actually. So I have everything in this bag, which is something I also bought at Knit City. This bag here, which has like kind of a mesh bottom with also like a piece of cardboardy covered fabric stuff in there. It's got kind of a little bit of mesh here, and it has a magnetic clasp, which doesn't work with it this full well, so it's opened and it's fine. Let me see if I can fish out the information on it too quickly. No, wait, I think it's a plastic bottom. Sorry, it's not cardboard covered fabric. It's a plastic bottom that's in there. Yes. Not sure if there's anything else in there. Okay, so anyways, this bag was from, I got the pamphlet in there, and I think that might be the name of them as well, but it's called Greater Van Gogh Go's. It's Grandmothers to Grandmothers campaign. So it sounds like they make these from, what is it? Grandmothers and Grandothers. Oh, Grandmothers and Grandothers, sorry. Dedicated to repairing a catastrophic tear in the fabric of Africa, the ongoing challenge of HIV/AIDS. They sell these to donate, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, they donate the proceeds for all of their sales to the Grandmothers to Grandmothers campaign. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I bought one, and it's beautiful. They had so many options. It was really hard to choose one, but I love the color orange, and you know, orange and green and teal and stuff go so well together, so I chose this one. And I haven't actually started using it yet because it's still full of my purchases, and I wanted to show all those before I started using it, so I'm excited to get some use out of this. Maybe with my Daft Days cardigan, it's gonna be the first thing going in there. Okay, so in here, I'm gonna actually start with this, which is not something I got at Knit City. This is something that Megan gave me. So Bramble Ridge gave me this. She spun this. It is 80%, oh, am I gonna be able to read that? 80% superwash, oh yeah, okay, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, from Fiber Goddess, and it's the perfect graveyard of buried hopes. I think I read that right. It's 154 grams, 405 meters of fingering sport weight chain ply yarn, and I'm hoping to make socks out of this. So yes, Megan gifted me that. Oh, I should also, okay, so that was separate from Knit City. And then I want to show you guys the extras, I think, first as well. So I got this cup, it says Knit Happens, and it's from Mesa House Pottery. And I've been using this a lot. It's such a nice mug. I've discovered now that I love these pottery mugs. I need to get more. I've got 2 so far, and they hold the heat of my coffee so much better than like the stuff you can get from a store. So I need lots of pottery mugs. That's my second one, and I love it. I've got my vendors tag still. So that was what I had to wear to be able to get in as a vendor to help at Bramble Ridge's booth. Fun little souvenir. Let's see, I got more buttons. I love just getting, like, some of these places that they have the buttons that they are handmade are such a nice way to get unique buttons. So I got some more buttons from Perching Clay Art. So that's the one, I think that was the only set of buttons that I got. So I really liked the look of those. It's really fun, like I said, to have some cool buttons you can get at vendors like that. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I have them when I'm ready to use them. And then I got some stitch markers. So this is from Dragon Strings. They had some really unique ones. I got these ones because I thought they looked the coolest, but I don't actually usually wear or use things with skulls, but they just looked really cool, so I got these skull ones. Those are fun. I like them. And they're just like, yeah, they're not an open, they don't have an opening, so they're just sliding on your needles. Not like ones where you mark your progress. They're not progress keepers. There we go. They're stitch markers. Where did I put the heck for that? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, and then I also got some more, oh, interesting. I got some more needle stoppers because those are always fun. And again, I'm pretty sure this was from the same place that I got my previous stitch markers, or sorry, my previous needle protectors when I was at Fibers West. So when I went to Fibers West, I got some as well, and I think this is from the same vendor, but again, she didn't put her tag in there or anything. I want to say it's like Cheeky Monkey or something like that. Don't quote me on that though, but she had a bunch again of these cool needle stoppers, so I got foxes and the mixers. Let's see if I can show these. Yeah, so those are adorable, and I can start using those now too. So those are all the accessories that I got, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's all the accessories. So we'll go on to the yarn. Yeah. Okay. So I got this skein from, I'm not going to be able to pronounce it, it's French. I got 2 skeins actually from this booth. Swars and Lane, and I'm sure I butchered that, but I got, yeah, so pretty much everything is self-striping, almost everything, I should say. That's sock yarn here. So this one is, sorry, actually, you know what? I can't even tell you. Oh, tulips, it looks like. And I have no idea because I can't read the French and I don't see it in English. But we'll bring that up close. It's actually really bad because I don't read French, but French is our second language in Canada. And if you go to the East Coast, if you ever visit Canada or you are a Canadian, if you go to the East Coast, they're bilingual over there for the most part. Because when I visited PEI, it was amazing how many people spoke both French and English. But here on the West Coast, it's not anything that's really taught a whole lot. You can choose it in school, but you don't have to. So our French on this side is abysmal, which is a shame. Anyways, then I did K-zip knits, and I got these two fun skeins. I really wanted this one. She posted it on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I really, really like it. And so Megan did an amazing thing, and she contacted her and asked her to hold a skein aside for me, which was amazing. It was really cool. So I was able to get it for sure. And then I saw this one when I was getting this one. I saw this one in her booth, so I had to have both, and I love them. I don't think they're self-striping, but they're just fun, and they'll be great for socks. Pretty much everything, well, I think I might have said this already, but I basically bought everything for socks this year because I'm really into self-striping socks right now, and it's really hard to find it, and when you do find it online, it's a lot of money just to ship it, and so might as well get it while I'm at, Knit City, and they're just there, and you don't have to pay for shipping. So this one is called Christmas Nightmare, and this one is called Aging DJ. Okay. Then I had to go back to Crafty Jack's boutique, which is where I got the yarn that I'm using for my like heels, toes, and cuffs, because I really love their tough and tender. Like I said, it's 90% Targhee and 10% nylon, and it just feels so strong that I feel like it's going to be a really good contrast for like your heels, especially and the toes that often get the holes. So I had to go back and get some more of the tough and tender. And while I was there, I also just got some normal. Did I just get two? I think I just got two from them. Yeah, I just got a normal skein for this contrast, and then a fun one for socks. Yes, this is called Disco Party. And this one is called Charcoal. So this is my contrast color. And even when I knit this, it's going to look good together. Those will look really nice together. But this will continue on to be heels, toes, and cuffs for other socks as well. Okay. Then I went to Biscotte yarn. It's also a French one, and it's self-striping as well. And let's see if I have, did they have anything English on here? It's 85% merino, 15% nylon, sock weight yarn. I don't see a colorway. Hold on. This one says Hazy Summer, and this one says Oasis, and they're in English, so I could read it. Hazy Summer and Oasis in self-striping. So those ones are fun. Then I went back to Gage. So Gage was the one that Megan bought me the November Chrysanthemum self-striping yarn. And so I went back and I also got a couple more from them as well because they're just beautiful self-striping yarn. So this is Gage Dye Works, and I got Sun Round Trip. Okay, yeah, this one's called Sun, and it's a round trip 4-ply sock. And this one is called Our Solar System, and it's also round trip. And it is trifecta fingering. 85% superwash merino and 25% nylon. No. 80 and 20? 75 and 25. That's the difference. I had no idea. I didn't even notice when I bought them. And like these two will look really good together as well when they get to that like mismatched mix up of leftover self-striping sock skeins. These ones will actually look really good together. They're very similar. Okay, no, I got two more, but they're just single things that I got. I went to Fireweed Fiber Co. and I got this beautiful red yarn. It's Pinot Noir Sweet Pea Sock, so it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon 2-ply yarn. And I actually didn't buy this for socks. I bought this because I thought it would make a really nice toque. So I thought I would also make the Ulsa hat? Oslo. I don't know why, my brain. The Oslo hat by Bettina I thought would be a perfect pattern for this. So I got this for a hat potentially. They actually had a beautiful green color too that I was tempted to get. But then when I put them side by side, it was so Christmassy. I was like, I'll just pick one. So I picked the red. But the green it was hard to pick between the two. And I really should have just gotten both. You don't have to use them together. But it was just reminding me too much of Christmas and it's not quite there yet. So I just got the one. All right, and the last thing I got was from Okanagan Dye Works. And this is fingering 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. Colorway Cursed Cauldron. I just loved the look of it and the color name is amazing. And she actually said that, I think she said that this was like a brand new colorway that she just came up with. So it's so cool. And again, it'll be socks. It's not self-striping, but it's just really fun. Okay, so yeah, that was everything. Yes, that was everything. I should also mention with this bag, so now that everything's out of it, I can show the inside a bit more. It has this, let's see if I can get it out, this plastic bottom, so it keeps its shape. And then it also has several pockets on the inside. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see these. It's all mesh on the inside. It's completely mesh. And then they put the fabric on the outside. But there's like one big pocket on this side. And then on this side, there's two smaller pockets. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. Here. So, yeah, that is everything. Pretty sure I went over everything I needed to. So anyways, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!